Hi everyone, welcome to Boarded Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie and this is the Tier 8 French light tank, the AMX 1390. Very popular tank, the tank that leads to the bat chat. This replay is sent to me by xRainbowAssassinx from Tim Clan. I think he's the commander or one of the executive officers at Tim. And he's been a subscriber of my channel for some time and he likes to have a look and commentate on some of the videos I put up, which is much appreciated. Now he's on Karkov in this battle and it's a Tier 10 game. And he's in the little light tank, the AMX 1390, and let's see what he can do. Makes good use of the handbrake there. Gets spotted by the T49. Now the T49 is probably aiming at him. Looks like the T49 shot and missed. Rainbow's just waiting for his gun to reload or to load. See if he can pick up some early damage on those light tanks that seem to be poking. Unlucky to miss that first shell into the T54 lightweight. The T54 lightweight, even though it's a lightweight, its turret is more than capable of bouncing shots. It cops a bit of a high explosive round for 18 hit points from that T49. That would have been just splash damage. And putting plenty of shots into that T54 lightweight, but as I said, the turret of the T54 lightweight is pretty bouncy. It's early days yet in this game. The RU and the IS-3 are both putting a little bit of damage into him as Rainbow waits for his gun to reload, and he's taking this opportunity to relocate. He's obviously looking at the mini-map, but you can see that his team are doing quite well on the western flank. Needs to be careful there because he gets spotted. Very lucky to bounce a shot from the IS-3. If I was an IS-3 driver and I shot an AMX 1390 in the side and it didn't do any damage, I'd be pretty unimpressed. Anyway, he's moving down to where the heavies normally have their engagement in the centre of the map. He's got a full clip loaded and he's looking for some opportunities here just to dish out a bit of damage. He doesn't really need to do a great amount of spotting because pretty much all the enemy tanks are lit. But he doesn't want to get shot by that T57 or the Leopard 1 for that matter. So he's coming around to join the AMX 5100, the other auto loader in the game, and of course the bat chat. Alex CDC, I know that name from somewhere, I don't know where. Enemy artillery has been spotted. And of course, like any light tank driver, when an enemy artillery gets spotted, you want to get in on the action and get rid of him. He's also seen that T57 heavy, and he thinks, gee, that's not a bad tank to whittle away some health. Looks like the T57 heavy might be reloading as the Rainbow puts some damage in and picks up a handy 680 spotting damage on that T57 heavy as well as he reloads. Gets himself into a nice safe position. Again, looking at both sides of both of the team makeups, looks like all of the enemy tanks are lit up, so he doesn't really need to do any scouting. Now it's just he needs to help his team try and win this game and try and put some damage into these enemy tanks. They're down 2-4, 3-4 not so long ago, 1-4 not so long ago. Now it's 3-4. Centurion on the enemy side, looks like he cops a big punch in the mouth by the artillery on Rainbow's side, and now he's fully loaded. He wants to get rid of this Centurion before the Centurion gets a chance to shoot him. He reloads again, and with that kill the scores are tied up at 5 apiece. There's a lot of tanks in the middle of the game, in the middle of the map. He'll be willing for that gun to reload so he can dish out a little bit more damage, gets a little bit more spotting damage on the Object 263. Now that Object 263 is pretty heavily armoured, especially at the front, so he needs to be careful which way he approaches him. It's still down by a tank that haven't really, Rainbow's team just haven't taken the opportunity to make the most of their advantage at times. He puts a nice tracking shot into that Object 263, but he repairs it and comes back around. Now you can see some low health tanks here. Gets rid of the T49, making it a tied ball game again. That T34, he'd dearly like to kill that T34 on 30 odd hit points, but the bat chat, Alex CDC, he does it. And And for the first time in a while, Rainbow's team are ahead, but not for long. Alex CDC in the bat chat gets taken out. And can the last shell in the clip kill that Type 5 heavy? Or the object? Looks like he missed that object, so he needs to move, because the E4 is saying, oh, I love AMX 1390s, I'll eat them for breakfast every day. Using the carcass. Using this carcass of the Centurion Action X as a bit of cover as he reloads, but he definitely cops a big punch in the mouth from the Type 4 heavy tank destroyer from America. He's willing this gun to reload. There's two TDs there. He knows he can easily outmaneuver him, but he needs to have a full clip of ammunition to dish the damage out. He's only down by a tank here, so he's doing a good job keeping all these tanks lit for the artillery. The RHM is camping the base. Obviously not too confident to go forward in a lightly armoured tank destroyer. Chooses not to stop and shoot there, which is exactly the right thing to do, because either of those tanks could kill him with one shot. Looks like 3 of the enemy tanks are all in this central area, so capping the enemy base out is out of the equation. And the IS-3 was last spotted down the southeastern corner. Batchat gets taken out by the Object 263. Walter von Braustitch, that's an awesome kind of name. As Rainbow Assassin moves back in to try and keep some tanks lit, just in case the Borsig decides to fire. Although I know what the Borsig is probably thinking. He's probably thinking 2 tier 8s against 2 tier 10s, an 8 and a 9. Make that 1 tier 10. Rainbow Assassin taking out the Object 263, the very heavily armoured Russian tank destroyer. And it looks like the E4 and the Type 4 are both last spotted in the middle of the map, or the eastern central part of the map. He's got 5 shells left. He's not going to reload because the Type 4 is on low health, so 5 shells should be enough. Bearing in mind he'd probably bounce 1 or 2 because the Type 4 is very heavily armoured. The R8GM, he looks like he's going, is he going straight for the Type 4, or is he, looks like he's undercover there. But if the Type 4 is distracted by the R8GM, maybe the Rainbow can get a couple of flanking shots in, especially if the Type 4's going for the kill on the R8GM. He does. Gets him in the side, and that takes him out. It's an even ball game again. 13 apiece. The fact that the E4 is out in the open tells me that the IS-3 is the one doing the capping. But looks like the IS-3's moved off the cap. Might have been told so to do so by his teammates. And he reloads again. Didn't choose to fire that last clip. Don't know if that would have made a difference or not. But the R8GM, looks like the R8GM's going for the kill. 380 odd hit points. The R8GM can do that if he can find a weak spot in the tank. And he's letting him know to wait because he's reloading. Now Rainbow's picked up 4 kills in this game. R8GM gets done by the E4 in the end. He's picked up 4 kills, nearly 3,000 damage. That's nothing to sneeze at all, especially in a tier 8 light tank in a tier 10 game. Now he's nearly loaded, he's willing his gun to load. He's got shots on the back of the IS-3. Misses the first couple, look, better be quick, that gun's turning around. Can he get one more in? He can! Picks up his 5th kill, and it's 1 versus 1 now. He reloads because he knows that the E4 was last spotted down here in the low part of the map. So the Rainbow is reloaded, and he just gets him as he goes past. An absolute heartbreaker for Rainbow Assassin in the AMX 1390 on Karkov, a map that normally you wouldn't expect to do too well in a tier 8 light tank. Not many places to spot from, but as far as dishing out damage goes, have a look at these post-game battle results. He picked up a 2nd class mastery badge, which isn't bad, but absolutely dominated it as far as damage goes. 3,322 damage and 5 kills. Sure, the Grill did alright. The Grill did better. The Grill did 4,726, which is nothing to be sneezed at. But the Grill's a tier 10 tank destroyer with a 700 or 750 alpha damage gun. AMX 1390 is a little tier 8 light tank which is lucky enough to bounce a shot on the IS-3 at the start of the game, but generally you're not going to bounce any damage or you've really got to be careful, especially up against those big tier 9 and 10 tanks. 27 shots fired, 20 hit, 16 did damage, giving 3,322 hit points of damage. Even though Rainbow was right in the midst of all that fighting, he only got 360 spotting damage, but that's definitely not his fault. Most of the enemy tanks were spotted for most of the game, but really unlucky not to carry that game. Lost a fair bit of credits because he fired all of his premium ammunition, but almost carried that game. Bad luck, Rainbow Assassin from Tim Clan. Would have been a massive carry. I don't know what you could have done differently. That was just an unlucky clutch shot by the E4, which took you out of the game. If you had missed that, maybe you could have capped him out or out-visioned him. I'm not sure, but a very good, very, very good try anyway. It was in a game which Rainbow's team was never looking like winning that game, but he did his best, and he did a massive job to bring it back to an even ball game towards the end of the game. Hope you've enjoyed this replay. It's the first replay I've got from Rainbow Assassin. Another one coming soon. Thanks for your watch, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you all next time.